Good one. You finished your Bitcoin rack stuff like I've seen the video last time.
Yeah, I was working on actually it's just my little crypto miner. I just do CPU mining, nothing much, because I don't have a lot of it's pretty hard to get GPUs out there, so I'm not even gonna try. I just have a lot of old hardware that I use for doing CPU mining, and that's little, but you know, it helps fund my crypto enterprise, which is only 6 months old so far. Wait, I'm answering your questions before you're asking me.
No, but it's not even me. It's not even me asking you questions.
It's
later on.
It's just the warm up.
Yeah, it's warm up time. We're in softball. We're in softball league right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just went live, so the beginning of that conversation was caught.
Oh, so, okay, great.
Thanks a lot, Luki. Thanks a lot, really, really much appreciated.
You're welcome. You know how I like to try catch you on the fly.
Yeah.
So let me give the little warm up
kind of
for everybody.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. It's kind of like the Joe Rogan thing, how he's like in the middle of a conversation and then it kind of comes into it, right?
Dookie Rogan, huh? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, let's not go there.
I'll be your Elon.
Yeah, you're my very first crypto miner, I guess, on here, which is I didn't know until I saw your last video. But here, let's.
Yeah, I have to do a follow up. I do have the rack built, and I did put my desk is upstairs in my room, and do my day job and well, everything. So, and I have
before
a
we
glass
get too much into that,
some of my videos.
Before we get too much into that, let me give a little warm up of our show today.
Absolutely.
So today we got the original DTuber Talk 05 with us. We got special guest Wiljman76, who's building the DTank game, which I believe is going to be the very first Avalon game, if I'm not mistaken.
It definitely is. The D is definitely for decentralized, and it also and it's a DTube specific development I'm working on. So yeah, so I want to integrate blockchain into the game. So definitely, I can definitely see how that would work with Avalon, but I'm still very new to blockchain stuff. So, but I would not ignore that. That would definitely be cool. DTube is one of my favorite places in the crypto space so far. So
perfect. So yeah, we're going to start off with a little self-introduction by Wiljman, and then after that we'll move into the grilling, where I have some questions lined to try educate with each person's crypto journey. Then we'll have the AMA section, where everybody that is in the Discord has the opportunity to ask any questions they have about DTube or our special guests or me or the co-host, the unverified original DTuber, sitting there in chat and chatting in. And you get one DTube per question in the AMA section. And so let's just step right into it. We have Wiljman, who is very eager to talk to us.
Too much so. Anyways, yes, my real name is Matthew, and that Wiljman is actually based off of my last name. So, and of course, the 76 is my age. So I'm 45, living in Texas here, just north of Boston, and been here for like 6 years. But I'm actually from Minnesota. So pretty close to Canada. I think that's where you're from, right, Duke?
Yeah, it is.
And it is. Cool. I have family that actually lives in Vancouver, so they're very close to you, I bet.
When you visit next, you have to come see me, or I have to come see you.
All right, sounds cool. Yeah, I had family that lived in Thunder Bay, actually, just north of Duluth. So that's actually my hometown. So so it's pretty cool. So yeah, I've been living in Texas. I lived in Guatemala. That's where my wife is from, and so I've been kind of all over this side of the world. I haven't been to the European side, but that would be fun. Got 2 kids. I'm proud of and stuff like that, and been happily married for 15 years this year. So definitely family guy, but I love exploring technology, all types of technology. Besides like the blockchain stuff, that's new for me this year. Well, I've been kind of dabbling with blockchain, but I'm the most serious about it this year. So I'll explain that in my crypto journey. But I'm a DevOps engineer by day in my day job, and I am a avid Linux user, like pure Linux user all the time. So barely touch Windows. Let's see. I'm dabbling in Rust, as my videos are pointing to, and a lot of Python as well. So I do have a lot, not strong with development, but I'm definitely learn as I go. So yeah, so I'm a well-rounded kind of guy, I guess.
I know I'm definitely impressed with what I saw. Like your ability to tackle problems on the fly. You're kind of just like right in there with writing code off the top of your head, a quick Google implement, problem solved.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a fan of Google, so DuckDuckGo for me. So, I mean, until we have a good solid blockchain search engine, but I'm sure there's one out there. I just haven't found it yet. So let's build it. We'll build it in Avalon. Build it in DTube. There you go. Here's your search engine. D-search.
I can give a little tidbit, actually, from the leaders chat. We've been trying to figure out how to do the searching of content on DTube for a while, and it's a main discussion that it needs some massive revolution to make it work. Now, that brought up the conversation of like link ranking in a decentralized way, which would essentially be decentralized Google. So the idea has been brought up.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, I mean, that would be, I'm trying to decouple all of my stuff from Google every single day. I mean, my Androids are all rooted, and they have custom ROMs on them. I'm just a tinkerer at heart all the time. I'm always just like, oh, what can I build today? What can I make today? Whether it's coding, software. I mean, or monkeying with my phone or phones. I have like every phone since like the first Android, not the first G1 Android, but I have an old Motorola Milestone I still have from like 12 years ago, and I'm like, yeah, that's my first Android phone. I still have it. It's a nice paperweight.
If you could see the live stream going out, I'd point at the boxes behind me, and this one right here. Right there. That box has my collection.
I don't think I have the live stream right now.
No. You'd have to go onto YouTube and look at the live stream. You could review it after. But I got a box full of all my old stuff.
Yeah.
It's this one.
Yeah.
It's one up here.
I'll have to check it out afterwards. So.
Just a little funny thing I like to point out. Like I have like an entire box. Like it's anyways. I relate.
Oh yeah. Wait. So yeah, that's pretty much me in a nutshell. I mean, many nutshells, or I can just be the nut, I guess.
Sounds like you and I relate on a lot of levels where it's kind of like a passion to us to tinker with things until we understand.
Exactly. Yep.
That's
definitely
kind of the beauty.
Exactly. I think. Yeah, I think so. I mean, as long as the device can be, I don't want to say hacked, but but hacker, like ethical hacking, as far as like being able to reverse engineer it, and I'm not into that, like soldering and actually building a computer from like raw components. But I will disassemble. I have computer parts laying on my desk, and I have eBay orders going out for parted out laptops and stuff like that. So that's a revenue stream. Just like my crypto cluster is. So I'm actually like slowly monetizing this to be like my mad scientist enterprise, I guess. But it's all
excellent way of looking at it.
Coming. Exactly. And I guess we all have like little Elon Musks in our minds to like, okay, I'm gonna moon this crypto eventually, right? Yeah.
That's right.
But yeah, I mean, tinker at heart, and I disassemble, reassemble. I mean, that's why I have my crypto cluster. I'm like, let's see what I can use these old machines for. Otherwise, they're just gathering dust and they're not doing nothing. So I'm like, I can use a little bit of my electricity to actually make something. So like, yeah. So yeah, I mean, you can ask me anything. I'm an open book. So.
Well, how about you tell us a little bit about that crypto cluster?
So yeah, my crypto cluster. I'm going to do a post video. I was going to do that this morning, but I'm working too, so I'm actually on my lunch break right now. So and which is cool. Yeah. I'm like, I'm going to use my lunch break to actually like speak with you fine gentlemen. So and to actually like shoot the breeze, and my crypto cluster, I'm gonna do a post video afterwards.
Okay.
Probably this evening, and it shows actually all of my machines there. I have like 7 i5 Lenovo ThinkPads sitting in there. A couple of them are parted out, but they still have working motherboards. I have an old Acer i7 that's all completely just the motherboard and laptop battery. So I always like to take the LCDs off, because I'm like, I'm going to use those LCDs for something else. I have Raspberry Pis. I have like 3 Raspberry Pis, 2 Rock 64s, and a Banana Pi. And I always I want to use them for something, but they just don't have the power for any crypto coin. There's a couple cryptos that are out there that I can mine with them, but no chance. So so my crypto cluster's got 7 i5s, 4 Core 2 Duos, very old, and 1 i7. So basically it's like 12 machines. And they're all hooked up to a Cisco 2560 catalyst switch. It's a very old switch, but it's allowing interconnects between the clusters. So, and then I have one machine that's kind of like the master controller, and I use Ansible to actually like execute all of them to run XMRig to actually. Right now, the coin I'm mining right now is Monero. So I'm mining that for a month. So, and then I might switch back to Monero. Another one that I mine is Bible Pay, which is a Christian coin. That one's actually profitable some months. So and I have like 10 different cryptos that I mine with this cluster. So I do switch. Sometimes I mine 2 or 3 coins at the same time, but that's the least profitable way. But at least it's diversifying my CPU power.
Yeah.
So I got it's kind of crazy, but I can remote control everything through SSH on my phone, and then I log into my master node and I execute a couple commands, and then I can change which coin they're gonna go mine on. So I'm still working on like doing it automatically. But yeah, it's coming along. It's a very slow growing project. I know there's a lot better ways to implement that, but it's what I built so far. So
be proud of what you built. I've always said that.
I am.
I do everything the hard way, and I get shit for it constantly. But I am super proud of everything that I've always done.
Exactly. That's exactly why I'm building something in Rust. Probably not the easiest programming language. I mean, compared to Python, I mean, they're night and day difference as far as like complexity, and that's why I'm like, no, I like this language for some reason. It's just really hard to program in it, but I feel good when I get something working. So,
it's more universal, isn't it?
For Python is more universal. Python will
Okay.
run on almost anything, but it's an interpreted language, so its syntax is very loose. It's not statically typed, which means you don't need to say, "Okay, I have an integer here and a float there," and stuff like that. You can just assign anything in Python, and it handles everything itself. So, and and with Rust, you have to be very explicit. Even your ints and floats, you need to declare them whether they're 32-bit or 64-bit ints or floats or anything like that. So the memory, there's no garbage collection in Rust, not like Java or Python. So that's why Rust is very strongly statically typed, and the compiler won't even run it if you've got like, you can't even convert between things that easily. So it's strange, but you have to go to the Rust cookbooks and actually go and learn. I might maybe turn into a web series to teach Rust online. That would be pretty cool.
I bet you would have a good following on that one. I haven't seen a whole lot. I did a quick search, and I can't find even a whole lot of information on Rust outside of like the already dev-minded people.
Right. Yeah, and that would be a good way to, like, okay, that wouldn't be my first language I would recommend. I mean, Python would definitely be the first. In like teaching my kids how to program, I wouldn't teach them Rust. That's for me. I think I'm a masochist for like, okay, I'm ready to take some pain. So I know what you're talking about. Learn the hard way.
Yeah, it's the challenge that interests you almost.
Absolutely, and I really learn more when I'm put up to a challenge than just like, okay, I'm handed this framework that I can build something on, and I'm like, yeah, that's simple, but I mean, how do you actually build the framework? What's underneath it? That's what I'm curious. So I'm like, I want to peel back everything and see like, I want to see the code that actually builds that. So one other thing I just successfully built myself in Rust like a couple weeks ago is I'm actually trying to make a blockchain in Rust. So I'm actually I built my own little hashing mechanism in Rust. So that's another. I'm like, wow, I did this. So that's kind of cool. So I built my first blockchain. And that's what I actually might use for putting under DTanks, but I'm not sure. I'll try out Avalon. I think I'll integrate multi-chains and being able having an economics with the game itself. So
I'll throw some DTube coin into it if you allow me to do so somehow.
Awesome. I would even make it build a micro exchange in there so you can convert DTube to other coins, so which would be really cool. I mean, I was going to integrate bases. Yeah, exactly, and be able to make a specific like DTanks account, kind of like Ionomy or something like that, so you can convert your DTube coin, you send it to that account, and it would actually go into your DTanks wallet or something like that. So your tank, you would actually fill your tank. There you go. In your tank. That's like meta or something.
Yeah, you have like, you gotta buy gas to be able to travel, and you need to refill your ammo, and
Absolutely.
I can think of a million different things.
Absolutely. Well, actually, where I wanted to, this is kind of crazy. I was kind of throwing around the idea. I actually was, since it's kind of a turn-based kind of game, and I need to be able to, I was getting inspiration from things like Splinterlands and Gods Unchained, and I like those card game styles. So I was kind of throwing around, I might make it kind of like you actually have like it's a tank game that uses cards to actually combat. So I'm like, I'm going to see how that works. I'm going to throw that idea out there, and I might do a game design video to actually like just to show where my brain is going with that. But I'm discussing it here with you first. So, and yeah, I definitely I have a lot to work on it still, but it's a passion project. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. That cards thing would open up opportunity for something like NFTs.
Exactly.
That's immediately
Yep,
where
for sure.
my brain went. It was like,
Yep.
okay, so
That
let's have a One Love tank.
there you a tank that's shaped like a heart. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome. You shoot hearts at other. You should every time you hit someone else's tank, you actually like drop them a DTube. It's an airdrop.
It's the anti-tank.
It's like,
Instead of blowing them up, it just sends money.
It's
If
the
you build
bling
it, I'll
tank.
use
There
it.
you go. I will.
There we go.
Well, as far yeah, exactly. So I was thinking, like the NFT, like I was thinking that, kind of like Crypto Kitties or whatever that is, and what's the other one that's Axie Online. I looked at those as well, and the NFT could just be your tank and your deck. So those could be like the cards that you have in there. Those two combined, and in your wallet would basically be, and your cards are going to be unique, and except for there's going to be regular cards like move, shoot, and there'll be extra cards that will enhance your abilities of your tank. But I'm just throwing it out there. I have like a little game design document that I wrote up a couple weeks ago, and I just need to act on it. But yeah,
I love where it's going.
Yeah,
I really
but it's all
do.
going to be. Oh, thanks. I'm definitely going to be putting it all on DTube. I mean, I do share it with like, sometimes I'm still trying to figure out like what's better, posting my videos to like Sia or YouTube. I don't want to, but Sia is the only way I can put a longer video than like 20 minutes. So it's, I'm just trying to like get the right balance of which backends to put my videos on. So, and I mean, I'm learning, and I finally got Skynet to work, which is like, man, I had so much troubles trying to. I think I was encoding with the wrong. I use FFmpeg to convert all my videos, and Sia would not consider it an MP4 file, and I'm like, this is such a pain.
It wasn't web ready for some reason.
Yeah, H264, 265. That's pretty much what it was. So I finally built Handbrake in my distro, so I use that now. So now my videos will be more consistent instead of switching between DTube, Sia, and YouTube. I just want everything on Sia right now. Maybe One Loved IPFS. I might switch to that too. That looks like a good back end as well. So
we got the Unverified could speak on the behalf of One Love IPFS. He's a fan of the service. If he's still with us,
I think I bored him to death.
No, you just talk kind of. I have no idea what you talk about. Till today, I'm not really sure how mining actually works. So if you start talking mining and this that, I'm kind of okay.
Oh,
but no worries. No, I'm still able to learn. Probably.
Cool.
I am definitely.
So what do you think about the One Love IPFS service there, Unverified? He was talking about as an option for backup.
But the moment I realized that the quality and the way it's working, I became a huge fan of IPFS, the One Love IPFS, because since the beginning of DTube, I always just used the DTube upload, but the DTube upload like 6 months later is just gone. So the people told me, yeah, you use this service or that service, but all the services are so kind of expensive, and since I'm not able to really invest money, I stayed out of it until like 6 months ago. No, not even. But we say 6 months ago, I started using the One Love IPFS because I realized, man, with like 10 DTubes, you paid for the whole year already. for that what I do, that's far enough actually. So I definitely look
Nice.
forward to the future with IPFS. I think it's an awesome tool for videos and anything actually.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check that out. You know, I finally have enough DTube to like actually pay for that. So that was one challenging thing. And you know, I'm just testing some of my very first DTube videos, and I still see them on there, which is good. You know, because they were just the upload version and stuff like that. And yeah, they're still showing up surprisingly. So I don't know what they consider 6 months. But yeah, I'll definitely try IPFS because the limiting thing with just uploading is the 20-minute encoding. I mean, I do like it, but yeah, it's the 20-minute videos, and I'm like, I know I'm gonna go over on some of my walkthrough videos and some of my dev videos, because sometimes I'm like, I set a timer like 18 minutes. Okay, I got to cut this off if I'm going to upload this straight.
What a pain in the ass.
Or like 18 minutes. I know. I'm like, hopefully like a 30-minute mark would be actually pretty cool, because 20 minutes, not sure why it's cut at 20, but I think 30 minutes would be pretty good, just to give you a little bit more leeway. Like 25-minute video, you know.
Is there a limit on the IPFS One Love upload then, Dookie? I don't even know.
No limit.
But I do videos around 10 minutes, so I have no clue.
Yeah, no, the way our service works, it actually charges you based on how much you use. So if you want to render 4K videos and upload an hour-long 4K video, as long as you're willing to pay for the hosting, and you can keep uploading. But that's the catch-22, is the next time you come in, if you don't have enough DTube, it'll give you the notification you can't post. But from what I am aware of, we don't actually remove your videos yet. We haven't hit our cap in what we have available for resources, so we haven't even started up garbage collection, which means if you pay to use our service to upload, then it's only the future uploads that you have to continue to pay for what's being used to then enable uploading again. So as an example, Unverified Original, the dude is probably our biggest promoter of our service, because he realized that the actual function of it is far surpassing what little cost he's paying. So he renders his videos down to probably 200 megabytes maximum, I would imagine. And he's paying like 0.02 to 0.03 DTube to pay for hosting of his videos. So how about this,
that's
Will,
pretty
man?
good.
I will send you the 10 DTube for this show, which is, as guest, you get 10 DTube. I'll send you another 10 on top of that for you to use for our service, so that you could test it out.
Nice, thank you very much. Cool.
And
definitely. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
The day I started using the IPFS thing, they told me that I have to pay a minimum to get started and stuff like, and it wasn't really working straight away. So I started to pay, and on the end I paid, I'm not sure, about like 20 DTube. If I go and check, it tells me actually that I've paid for the service for the next 3 years. Well, I have to say I'm not doing much videos, and they're all like kind of, as you say, around 200 to 300 megas, 10 minutes long. So if you stay in that way with 20 DTube, you probably paid already for like at least 1 year, if not 2.
Nice.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, so enough promotion of One Love and our services. Thank you, valuable customer, for being here to speak on behalf of your experience, and future valuable customer for hopefully being a representative of our service in future. Hint, hint.
Still unverified.
Self-promotion.
Yeah, I did enough of that too as well.
let's jump into the AMA, or the grilling, not the AMA. I am switching the questions up on you, though, Wiljman. I'm not sure if you caught that in the little post. In general, you can get an idea of what's going to go here.
Surprise me. I think that's in my other browser, so Brave has been kind of brave to like start being crashy on me today. No audio,
well, don't worry about it.
I can't click on stuff.
Yeah, well, don't crash nothing. Stay with us. I'm
using Firefox for Discord
to ask you today.
Me? Sorry,
yeah.
I don't even know where the questions are. Wait a second.
In general.
General on DTube.
Yeah.
Oh, they're in the general channel. Ah.
Okay.
I'm being my cheeky self and throwing you a curveball.
Oh man.
And don't forget, for every question he asks you, you may ask him one in return.
Okay, I'm sorry. Just my wife just called. I need to quickly go. I'm back in 20 minutes. Okay.
Rah.
He's bailing on you. Go ahead. You can ask me. Joke. I got him now. I refreshed Brave is working for me now. Now I have Discord in Brave and Discord in Firefox. So now I got it twice. Now I can see it.
Okay, we go to the first question then, Will. How did you hear about the crypto blockchain?
Well, I think my very first foray was I was living in Guatemala. That's where my lovely wife is from. And we were living in Guatemala in 2009, and that's when that's when Bitcoin was like just created. I think it was in 2009, and I was like, what in the heck is this thing? And of course I'm like, you can basically make money with CPU power, huh? Okay, Satoshi Nakamoto. That's a very fake name. Okay. And yes. And my first foray was to I was working for a company down there in Guatemala, and I actually had access to like 10 different web servers. So I'm like, I wonder if my boss would mind if I just tested this. So I built Bitcoin on there, and I tried to mine it with like 10 different, kind of like my crypto cluster now, just then. When CPUs could actually mine Bitcoin, not a GPU or an ASIC board now. And I didn't make anything from it because those machines were so slow. They weren't even, I don't even know, that was like 2010. So I think all of my computers that are down in my crypto cluster were faster than anything that I was working with 11 years ago. So. And that was my first foray into crypto, and I tried to mine Bitcoin for like a week. So that was it. Nothing happened, of course. I just didn't have any idea what I was doing there. Second wave. So this is kind of a 3-part story. Right now I'm in the third wave, so you already hear part of that. So second part was about 3 years ago. I was interested in trying to get into crypto again. This time, one of my coworkers at the company I'm working with now was mining Ethereum, and I'm like, oh, I mean, once I knew that like mining anything like Bitcoin was impossible and stuff like that with any basic hardware, I really didn't know about Ethereum. I basically shut down my mind about crypto for like a decade almost. And so I started looking at Ethereum, and then just like what I'm doing right now, but not as much, I started looking, there's other coins. I started learning about like Raven coin, and I'm like, boy, there's a lot of cryptos out here. And this was in 2018. And I'm like, oh, there's other cryptos out here. And I started like, what can I do with my hardware? Still nothing. You still need a GPU, still needed ASIC. And I'm like, okay. But it was, I did I did get in a project with a gentleman in on Upwork, kind of like Fiverr, I guess. And I started a secondary project with him in my morning hours. I'm a morning person, so I was spending like 1 or 2 hours a week, or 1 or 2 hours a day for 10 hours a week, working with him on making crypto bots. And I was writing this in Python. And we were trying to make a bot that would actually work with the Binance chain, the Binance exchange. So I actually got pretty far with it, but it got too much for me to, I still wasn't good with crypto, and he would only pay me in crypto, and I'm like, well, I would still rather get paid in dollars, and he paid me in Ethereum. So that was actually pretty cool, but I kind of dropped that project after about 4 months. I was just getting too busy with my day-to-day job, and I was getting too overwhelmed trying to meet his demands. So I had to back out of there at the end of 2018. And then but I totally forgot that he paid me in Ethereum. So that's key to this wave now. So he paid me in now that's when Ethereum was around, I think it was around $200 for one Ethereum. And then I totally forgot about it until November of last year, and someone in another Discord channel was talking about DTube, and because I was interested in doing streaming and maybe putting videos on YouTube and stuff like that. But I think everyone here in DTube in the community is just like, we all want to get away from YouTube and the algorithm and stuff like that, but we can use YouTube as a backing as far as just putting videos on there and unlist them.
Yeah, okay. I'm not too happy about that, actually.
Yeah, but I heard it from another Discord channel about DTube, and I'm like, I didn't know there was a video platform to actually. I mean, I knew there was other ones like BitChute and stuff like that. I was interested in and Vimeo and all of those, but I'm like, I mean, how do I monetize this? It would be great to get a little bit back for content, and then DTube just kind of appeared in that and I'm like, I'm gonna try that out. So DTube was my re-entry back into the crypto space again. So I started investigating, and I'm like, wow, this is kind of cool. I mean, I signed up and I got like a half of a coin, a DTube coin, just to get started. But it wasn't enough to actually. I just kind of tried to build VP, and it was slow. So how do I make this platform work for me, starting from nothing. So I started not begging anybody, but I've had a couple other, I think I joined another Discord with Freedom Point. I think that's the Yeti. I think he's on. He was one of the first ones I followed on DTube, and he dropped me 10, and I'm like, and that actually was enough to get me starting to build my presence in DTube. So, and from there,
what's the story with you with the Ethereum? The ETA.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. Yes, I sometimes go on a tangent. But anyways, that DTube got me back into crypto. And with that, I got a message about a month later. I started exploring other things in the crypto space. I started looking at mining again, because I always wanted to do mining, because I thought that was always intriguing for me, because I always have hardware. So I'm like, is there any coin out there? Now there's at that point, my second foray, there was only 1,000 different cryptos. Now there's 4,000-5,000 different cryptos. Lots of dead coins and garbage coins out there, and I'm like, I'm gonna try. I know Monero was one I did try to mine 3 years ago, but to no avail. And now I'm like, wait, I got a lot more hardware, old hardware now. Let's try that again. So now I like started mining with like Monero and WowNero, and I found all of these CPU only type of cryptos, and I'm like, yeah, I can mine this stuff. It doesn't give more than like $20 or $30 a month, but you know what? It still is more than my electricity, and so I'm like, well, it's a tiny profit. So I could use that to actually fund my DTube channel. Convert that crypto over to my DTube amount. So DTube got me back into space. And now the Ethereum that I had, I got a message from Binance.com, which was, I think that's in Hong Kong. And they were saying, or they were overseas, and they were saying, we're closing to U.S. customers, but you have Ethereum locked up in here. And I totally spaced that out, and it was like $150 worth of Ethereum. And I'm like, dude, I totally forgot about that. So I immediately started like creating a wallet, and I'm like, MetaMask will work. So I installed MetaMask in my browser, and I immediately got it out of there before it got locked up. So I'm like, I was able to recover that Ethereum, and it grew in value. It was only like $25 or $50 sitting in there, but it tripled. So I'm like, I didn't even know. So I pulled it over and I use that for also funding my crypto projects now. So now I still have like $100 in Ethereum sitting in my MetaMask, but it's nice. I got paid for something that I totally forgot about. Which is really cool.
Excellent, definitely. So you kind of answered the second question probably, because that will be what unexpected thing came from your crypto journey, and that sounds quite unexpected actually.
Yeah, that it was like a gift, even though it was something I did work for. So it was just a treasure that needed to be unburied again.
So, because Dookie made the rules, and he's saying, like, I ask you a question, you ask me a question. If you want to ask me a question, just don't. Just that will be now.
Okay. Well, my question is actually, like, I remember when DTube, this original DTubers campaign started a few months ago, or actually it was like January or February. And I left a comment on one of your channels when you were actually doing you were wearing your mask, correct? And and I left, and I was saying, why do we? And I'm like, why do we need to prove that we're original DTubers and stuff like that? And then you were cheeky with me, and you commented back on that. It's like, well, now aren't you a hypocrite? Not you, me. I'm talking about myself.
Yeah.
And here I did the I'm an original DTuber. And I put that up there, and I'm like, because I needed the DTube. I mean, I'm gonna be a little greedy here. That's my actual follow-up answer. I'm like, I only had like 50 at the time, so I'm like 10 more would definitely help a blooming DTuber here.
You should have told me, man, because
I know.
you've been actually the only one who left quite an excellent comment, and I've been happy about that. We did the back and forth quickly on that one. And then some 2 or 3 weeks later, I see that you do a original DTube video. I said,
I know. I'm a sellout.
What the heck? So if ever that happens,
I know, but
next time, just send me a message. I send you the DTube.
Yeah,
no problem.
I will. But the thing is think about this at this time. If I'm only 3 months on the platform, and I'm like, I mean, 10 DTube would be a lot for me compared to like others that have been on the platform like for 1 or 2 years or since the start of the platform. I mean, they have hundreds or thousands. Now I'm comfortable now. You know, I can build up my VP, and I can post my videos, and everything's going good.
Well,
so yeah.
Yeah, we leave that behind, but that's quite a subject, and I feel I shouldn't really talk about that subject here
Okay.
on DTube.
No problem.
Yeah. There is two keys listening in, and I don't know who else. So we can do that in private maybe once.
Sure.
So
Sure.
I go ahead and do the third question. Actually, would be
Okay.
if you could go back to your beginning of crypto, what would you do differently?
I think I would have continued not the first wave because I wasn't in a position to have like high-end hardware as far as my crypto journey, but the second one is I should have continued with making those bots because I think that would have been very profitable and I would have been much stronger with blockchain technologies right now. But you know what?
Agree.
I'm happy where I am right now.
Yeah,
And
but we found the botman, Dookie. He's
We found the bot man.
He's the guy doing the bots.
oh, for me? Oh yeah, I can do bots in I definitely in Python. I won't make those in Rust yet.
But
What about JavaScript?
Dookie's always looking for people.
What was that?
What about the JavaScript?
What about JavaScript?
Oh, about scripting? Oh yeah, I'm all about like scripting. But it would mostly be in Python though.
Oh,
That's
okay.
mostly my to-go language.
Do you know what language Discord uses?
Discord probably uses Node.js or probably uses Go. I'm not too sure as far as its background. As far as its that I'm not too sure. As far as I know it's an Electron app, that the one that you can use in Windows and Linux and Mac. I think that's an Electron app, but I am more of a back end kind of because that's my DevOps side. Actually, like managing like Linux servers in my day to day.
Okay. Well,
So
enough of
yeah,
my
I'm not too sure
distracting
what
of
Discord is
comments.
actually. Oh, no problem.
Carry on, dude.
Yeah, okay. So we go for the last question in the grilling, and that would be what does decentralization mean to you? Man, that word, decentralization.
It's a
I did it.
mouthful.
What does
It's the
decentralization mean to you?
it's the DTube, DTanks. I mean, D apps. It's pretty much it pretty much means freedom of your software, and freedom of your finances. I mean, it truly is the Web 3.0. But yeah, it is pretty much decoupling us from corporations, decoupling us from the cloud. Well, actually no. I mean, it's decentralized cloud, but yeah, it's built by you and me. It's built by I mean, it follows open source methodologies. It's freedom, and you can do what you want with your software, and it's. I think that's the best word.
Yeah, definitely. To me, it's the future. That's the only way we can go to save us all. It's decentralization, and it's not
That's for
only
sure.
on the internet. I think that's the thing we have to do all over the place. Actually, society
Exactly.
needs. I agree with you. Freedom. That's what we are looking for. Actually, we need it. Better soon than late.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. So, I mean, and I hope I'm not too late to the game. I mean, I know I'm like, it's like I feel like I'm playing catch up, but
no.
But it's a fun journey.
Yeah, that's a discussion we had with Dookie. I had with Dookie quite a couple of times already. To me, that whole thing is it's like in baby shoes. It's just the beginning. Most people don't even realize what kind of tool we have with that.
That's true.
So
that's true.
I don't feel that you're catching up. You just jumped on the train exactly on the right moment, probably.
Yeah, That's for sure. Yep. So yeah,
So all
freedom
this-
and future proofing. That's what it is.
Exactly. So I
Alrighty,
give the
last
mic
call
back
for
to
questions.
Dookie.
Cool.
Just putting the text out there. Last call for the AMA questions. So far, we don't have any.
Okay.
One DTube for each question or DTube suggestion that isn't already in the GitHub. Drop it in the general channel for DTube, and I will send you 1 coin on platform if your question suggestion is accepted. While I'm doing a little chat of promotion, how about I look at the DTube cross promotion channel and highlight the event going on there. The DTube Snap, create a DTube promotional video, get yourself 100 DTC. Look in DTube cross promotion channel for the details. The winners will be featured on this show. The winner will be selected by our special guest. I was hoping Wiljman would have a entry to select, but I did not get the promotions up. I was hoping, which we did not get the interaction. So if you guys could share when you make a video about the contest, that would be helpful. This will be running every week, 100 DTube for the winner. Take a look back at general.
Nobody wants you DTube.
No, nobody's
I
on
do.
my DTube today.
Send it to me. Send it to
Well,
me.
you get 20 already.
Wait, you already are. You already are. Thank you.
Let's open up the chat then. We got Freedom Point raising his hand. Welcome, brother.
Oh man, I'm just excited to be here. I haven't been on any of this Discord or anything for a while, so I saw you guys were on. I'm like, I've got to listen.
Introduce yourself for us.
Is it just to you three, or are you recording it?
This is going out live. This is a chat for everybody to see, so this would be your opportunity to say something about yourself.
Oh crap, that's so much pressure. That's fantastic. I'm Freedom. So my on Steam and Hive, I'm Freedom Point, and my wife and I, we have an amazing homestead. We call it Humble Valley Homestead, and she's Stacy D, and I'm the Yeti, and so we run multiple channels, for different social medias based off of like what we're sharing about our experiences on the homestead and just life in general. We were nomads coast to coast for a few years, and now we're settling down in a nice mountain setting. It's really nice, and I mean that's pretty much it. We hustle crypto, and we're learning more about that, being crypto investors and not just content creators. And life is beautiful.
That was awesome.
Cool.
Exactly what I would expect from you. I'm super proud to have known you since the beginning of my journey. You've been very influential in the content that I create, the constantly trying
For
to
sure.
empower positivity and install a message in content, not just a vlog, but an overlying message in what you're projecting into the world.
Oh man, I really appreciate that. It's there's an evolution to it. When I started was just a little bitty janky cell phone on a selfie stick, bungee corded to a tree. And that's how I just started doing my vlogs. But I feel like I had something to say, like I couldn't just not say it. So I just pushed harder, and then I found Steam It, and I found crypto, and I just kept going, and I've been trying to do better. And you always try to learn from somebody and see what they're doing. And now like even on YouTube, because I've been focusing on YouTube because it's just a different challenge, different game. And my oldest son, is doing 2D and 3D graphic animation, so he's making all my video intros, and he's doing all that. So I'm trying to step it up. I don't still have still don't have those like high def cameras and lighting and all that, but you know what, just to do better, because I just feel like I want to speak my truth, and my truth is a constant challenge. You know what I mean? So we're actually starting a new channel. It's called I Am Found. I'm going to launch that here in just a couple of days, or right now. But it's just me. I talk about my faith, but not just my faith, but it's the challenge. Like I have challenges inside my faith. I've got challenges with other people's faith, or like things that people aren't talking about. And it's more of that old school One Yeti's perspective, digging into the universe kind of stuff. And I'm excited.
Yeah, man. I'm excited for that channel. Jeez. It's one aspect I've never really gotten into talking too much about, and that's like faith and belief and where I stand, and that's largely because of the challenges that are faced when you bring up that discussion.
Oh yeah, people want to beat the crap out of you. For sure. So when we as humans just want to be validated in our own beliefs and understanding, right? So when somebody hears a point of view that might challenge where they stand, they want to tear it down if they don't understand it. So especially in a very liberal-minded space, Steemit and Hive and social media in general is very not inclusive when you talk about your faith. So it's you won't get the upvotes, you won't get all the crypto or nothing like that. But I ripped it all the way down to, if I impact one person with the video, that's good enough.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That message has stood true from the beginning of what I remember of your content. There was one talk. Oh, go ahead, dude.
So on plus, you kind of one of the reasons Wiljman is on DTube too. You supported him on the beginning when he was looking for support. So that's the other part. You do quite a lot of good work around all this, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's for sure. Thanks. I wouldn't be this far along with DTube even if you didn't, basically drop me some, drop me some coin, and I'm able to, do what I'm doing right now with DTube even 6 months later.
Yeah, man,
that's
I'll tell you what,
appreciated.
I just appreciate, like, yeah, the zeal when people come in there and they're like, I want to get into this. And it's like, well, do you really want to get into this? And then you realize that it's a game. So how do you play the game? And it's like, it just,
Right.
you know what? Somebody, when I first started, somebody helped me, and they were just like, it was the simplest thing. They just came on my blog and they were like, hey man, you might want to center your images just so it flows better with your text. And that stuck with me. You guys know a Nomad Soul?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, it spoke right
Yeah.
into me. And so like, and I remember that, and
Okay.
that helped kick me off right in the beginning. So it's like, when you're in that position, you want to help. You know what I mean? And I think that
Right.
we should keep going.
Absolutely.
We got our first question coming in from Asad Ali. He goes by EDU TechTube on DTube, and he's got a channel he's starting up for the vlogging style short content. This question directed at Wiljman76. As you are from long time on blockchain, what do you suggest for the new beginner?
Well, I mean, this is the longest I've actually been on with a blockchain. So, I mean, I think you are basically in the best place right now is to be on D2, to be on Hive and Steam. Those are really solid blockchains that already have been established for like the last 2-3 years or longer. And those, I mean, if you post content, whether video vlogs or doing blogs itself, that's the place to start your adventure. Do things you love. Like for me, I post things that I love on DTube. Whether it's a funny video with my kids spinning Mario on a drill, or building a DIY project. Just put stuff out there. I mean, that's the first thing that will get you in this space. If you're in the development, I mean, if you program and stuff like that, I think there is a lot of programming languages that can get you started. You know, especially doing Ethereum smart contracts and stuff like that. I mean, that's definitely a very bright future with especially with Ethereum going into. I think they're in version 2, but I'm not strong with Ethereum. But you know, I'm very diversified in different types of crypto coins right now. And so another one that I would probably pursue is if you have hardware, you can try mining. I mean, I know it's probably not the fanciest thing for crypto and for blockchain. Is I would start with I think the very first coin, CPU coin that I worked with, it was called Nerva, and it's only a solo mining coin. You can't even pool mine it or anything like that. But I think it's getnerva.org. I'm not too sure. I'll have to find a link for that. But that's a very low CPU requirement to mine. And you can even trade it on Trade Ogre and stuff like that. So there's a lot of CPU coins that you can do even on a single PC. So as far as that getting into blockchain, I mean, there's just so much to talk about. It's such a huge, huge, broad topic.
Yeah, great way of putting it. I second your point on getting into mine with if you have any hardware available, and most definitely the if you're develop minded with smart contracts.
Yep. You know, that's another thing I wanted to also tell you about too is you can mine even with your smartphone. I mean, I was kind of going down that road with my earlier questions. I am also testing out I'm testing out Gridcoin, which is a proof of research, and it actually you use a software called Boink, which is Berkeley Network Computing Client, and it allows you to use your CPU or GPU to actually like do research. Like I do the World Community Grid. I learned this from the Bible Pay cryptocurrency, and this allows you to actually use your CPU to help. It's like SETI at home. You're actually doing cancer research or you're doing COVID research and stuff like that, and then you can actually earn crypto from it. So it has a beneficial effect of actually like research out there, and using your CPU, your idle CPU power, and you can earn crypto from it. So you know there are positive paths to go in and beneficial paths, not just burning electricity to make money. You know, so I also want to iterate that I am very energy thinking too. I mean, I have an idea to make a solar crypto farm at my house, but my HOA probably wouldn't care for that.
Well, I am definitely friending you and keeping a close eye on you. Because it always seems to be the people with ideas that end up just spontaneously exploding. Once their idea, it's like they come out with an idea, then they build out the proof of concept, and then everybody gets on board and it just takes off, right? So I'm going to keep my eye on you.
Cool.
So we got our second question aimed at me. I'll let the dude ask.
Yeah, what's Boink?
Boink, you're asking me. I thought you were asking the general question. Yeah, Boink is a client software that you use to connect to to different research projects that are out there. So it literally, let me actually see what it really means.
It's the Boink thing on Berkeley, like Boink.
Yep.
Okay, Boink. Berkeley, I do.
Yep, exactly. And it's for network computing. So it's basically allows you it would be effectively a miner that you would use, but you're actually using your compute cycles to actually do research or fold proteins. You know, and there's like about 20 plus research projects out there. It's just that I choose the ones that are most beneficial to me, especially one that really touches me right now because my brother just went through. He just had he was diagnosed with cancer in April, and he had brain surgery in May. So I totally love the World Community Grid research project because they have cancer research on there, and we're still kind of in a pandemic, so there's also COVID research that you can actually use your compute cycles. So I think those are very beneficial projects.
Yeah, I like that.
Sorry to hear about your brother and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna check out this Boink
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
And Duki, you said next question. Which one is that? The one to you or the one to Wilche?
Do the follow-up with Will J.
Okay, so Azad Ali is asking, which application or platform do you like more working on a blockchain?
We're on it. DTube right now.
Yeah.
You know, that is my number one.
Yeah.
I mean, I have my most time investment going into DTube. And my blockchains, as far as I mostly am working with whenever I find a new coin that I'm interested in following up on. I'll list all of my cryptos just to lay it all out. So DTube is my number one right now, and I go with Monero, WowNero, Turtlecoin, Nerva coin. I've done Maggie coin. Let's see, what other ones have I done? I have Bible Pay. Let's see, that's 7. I think I have like about 10 cryptos. I have a few others that I've done QRL, which is Quantum RL. Let's see, what other ones have I mined? I know I tried a whole bunch, so and I'm still finding new ones. I'm finding new ones every couple weeks that I'm like interested in putting my CPU cycles to. So I think it's about 8 right now.
Excellent. And I actually I completely support you on the DTube. It's video and audio, especially video, is the future. And
For sure.
Decentralized platform like DTube is definitely the thing we have to watch out and work for, because that is going big one day. It's just not
For sure.
The word isn't out yet to the masses, but this will come sooner or later, definitely.
Exactly.
So I can ask a question to Duki then. By looking Nazmul Luda. He wants to know, will DTube start trading Bitcoin on with Bit Exchange? Do you know that?
Now, I am not completely certain, and we'll have to follow up with Steaminator and Macron. But I am not sure that DTube has any intention to expand its trading pairs on Whitebit currently. It seems like the focus is getting exchanges which will work with the CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko to get proper listings so that we actually have like our market cap and the distribution and all of that appropriate information going. So then there's proper tables and trading charts. So I don't believe that trading pair is a priority, but I have heard information about other potential exchanges coming up in future days. And seeing Kebab in our top holders of DTube hints to me that the kebab platform might be one of them. So, an answer, but probably not the answer you want.
Oh, he thanks you, Dookie.
Yeah, you're welcome, Looking. It's always good to have you here. Now, that's it for the AMA. 2 questions accepted.
Oh, I think there's one more question on there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What's that? There you go. Another follow-up.
J-Man, which was your best crypto invest?
Well, see, now this is where I actually have a tie between two, and that's DTube, and my other one is BiblePay. BiblePay is actually a crypto I tried mining about 3 years ago. That was around the time I was trying to mine Monero the first time, and I didn't have the hardware for that. So, but now I came and revisited that. They changed to a Monero RandomX algorithm, which is a easier algorithm to mine with CPUs, not with GPUs, and not with ASIC boards. So that actually is pretty much right around. I think like my DTube. I think I have 220 DTubes right now. I'm not sure what is it 20 cents per DTube right now. So I would put that about 60. And my BiblePay is right around the same amount. So those are my top two cryptos right now. I know it doesn't feel like I earned that much, but I'm trying to build it from nothing. So my whole as far as my investment strategy is I'm converting my electricity and my time into making crypto. I do have my day job, but I haven't put much of my own personal money into it yet. I'm a very cautious player in the crypto investing right now. I'm not, I'm more of a holder and miner. So that's my investment strategy, and it's probably very unconventional.
Alrighty, open mic, guys. That's it for the AMA. Thank you. I'll send out one DTube for each of you. Even though we answered multiple questions from Assad, only one DTube per person per question / suggestion that's accepted. So, yeah, you guys are welcome to join us, all that are here in Discord for a chat. And yeah, what's going on in your lives, people? How you feeling today? I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited.
What kind of drug you are on, man?
I'm on life.
There you go.
But
I
that's
took a
good.
shot
You
at
took,
DTube.
yeah, you started working again, so that's quite good, actually. I'm happy for you, man.
Oh my god, I was starting to lose my mind straight up. Like, I think right before I went for surgery, I hit the lowest I have ever been in my life. Then coming out of surgery, I was dealing with that messed up brain space and then trying to recover from surgery on top of it. So now that I'm going back to work, I feel like I have some of my manhood returning. And that's like the biggest thing that has been on my plate, is not feeling like a man because of everything I'm facing. Just couldn't accomplish anything. So it's good.
Right.
These weekly chats have actually been something I could do while I was faced with other issues. And
Right.
I believe that just getting on here, listening to you guys talk, it reminds me of what I'm doing. It's like, okay, yeah, I relate. I got into this because I was empowered by something, and I'm following a journey, and I'm loving where I'm going, and no, I am able to accomplish something. I'm doing that now with these people here in Discord, and we're chatting and we're projecting a message, and so yeah, it's good. I'm finally starting to feel good again.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good to work on the future together, definitely.
Got Voltic in here.
For sure.
How you doing, bro?
Hello. I'm doing all right. How y'all?
Doing good.
Well, I'm okay. I've been in the garden whole day today, preparing all the crap for the for the strawberries. Strawberries quite big, like right now here.
Yeah.
Shockingly, my tomato plants are actually growing pretty good here in Texas. We're usually we have a unusually wet summer here in Austin, so we've been having like 2 months of like on and off rain. So my tomato plants are actually growing. They didn't die from heat stroke.
That's good.
That's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
You got quite a lot of bad weather there, as I see often in Texas
Yes.
now. No.
Yeah, we had actually a horrible ice storm here in February, and that pretty much killed our main tree in our backyard, and totally downed a tree in our front yard. So that's bad. I mean, at our house, it's just like I don't want any trees to fall down. I mean, these are trees that were here since this house has been built, which was 30 years ago. And I'm like, it hurts when ice storms come by and destroy your property. And then we had a hailstorm that was really bad in mid-April. That totally like shot up our roof and our car. So it's just like, oh man. So yeah, we've been having some crazy weather here in the last few months.
I see, especially America has all over the place changed quite a lot actually. The weather,
Mhm.
like all over the place. It's like even here. I'm in France, in Brittany, France,
Okay.
and normally we have really lots of rain. It's quite a wet place actually. But the last couple of years, now it started the sunny season, and there's no rain anymore, and the nature is changing enormously because there is not enough water anymore. Even here, the wind's stronger and everything. Unbelievable. Hey, Koala Sleepy, long time no see.
Very quiet.
We have much more lockdown issues.
Oh no.
They're still extending curfew. Not it's you know the difference
Be right
between
back.
lockdown and curfews, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they're just allowing us to go out and do whatever things you want for 7 hours. Rest of the time will be completely locked. And by mistakenly, if someone walks out and have a stupid reason, their backs are being getting busted. So it's pretty entertainment actually.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying here. Well, at least we have the curfew moved on to 2100 or 9 p.m.
Yeah, but India is quite a bit funny actually. If you Google or YouTube it, Indian funny back bustings or Indian cops hitting people, it's quite a bit entertaining there. Police are are using
Yeah.
their sticks to hit their asses and something like that. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of violence. I
Yeah, but
can't.
it's a funny violence because the people who come out are like kids who are in like 80s and 20s, 13s and all. So I mean, like when you do a stupid things, that what will happen. Yeah, it's okay. So everyone is planting them. So who is? So you guys are planting tomato, Wiljman?
Whoa, in my
Yeah.
garden.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I planted after the ice storm in February. I mean, pretty much like destroyed. We actually planted. We had a warm spell in January here in Texas, which is weird. Well, not really weird, not in January, but we had a little warm spell and our trees started growing. And everything started sprouting. So we planted a couple. We planted a persimmons tree and a lemon tree. But then the ice storm came in February, defoliated everything. We had a week of ice, and snow, exactly like that, and that killed all of our trees. And but after that ice storm passed, we planted our garden. My wife's mother-in-law actually planted the garden. I'm not much of a gardener myself, so she planted the tomato plants, and now they're sprouting. We have like 7 good size tomatoes on there, so it's not much, but it's make make something good out of that.
Yeah, sometimes if the weather is bad, I mean, like you better go for a not long, not like a tree perspective, but staying with a plant could be, resourceful quite a bit.
Right. Yeah. But we're also growing. I mean, like I said, we have 2 other. We also have green peppers that we are growing in there. Those are growing pretty good.
Really
Trying to keep the snails away from that, and and we also have the persimmon tree that actually recovered really good. I mean, it's actually got like 3 persimmons growing on there, and they look like tomatoes, but boy, they taste like they taste like a peach or a nectarine. I don't know what it's a funny flavor. It's a funny fruit though.
Like, no problem, let the snails come. Let's export it to China or something like that.
Oh, what we have a horde of them, and we just kind of like, okay, how do we keep them? I mean, without salting or putting diatomaceous earth around our plants. I mean, I want to have like I'd say a humane way. They're not human, but a way to keep them from munching on the leaves. I'd rather just give them compost and like, here's what I mowed. Go eat that. No, they want to eat the tomato leaves. So yeah.
Hey, I just wanted to jump in here and say,
oh, go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to say, hey, this was nice getting to sit in here and listen to you guys for a minute. I hope you guys are all well, but I've got to go.
Alrighty. It was nice to hear from you, Yeti.
See ya.
All right.
Thanks, bro.
All right.
Yeah, in my garden, I found something else quite funny. Because we're on strawberries now. We started to paint little rocks red to put them all over the strawberry garden. So the birds go onto the rocks. They find the rocks are not eatable, so they leave the whole strawberry garden alone, and we can collect a little more fruits then. That's funny to see, actually. It's really working.
Did you try that crowman?
I tried what?
Crowman.
You talk about the crow, the birds.
I mean, like you just add a stick and add clothes to it. It's like adding a person, but it's like a stick man.
Oh, a scarecrow.
Yeah, scarecrow. Yeah.
Okay.
Ah.
No, we don't do that. Doesn't help here at all. It's like the birds taking the piss out of the scarecrows.
They don't get it.
How about what I've seen around in my neighborhood? They put like an automated like little owl that actually like is motion sensor. Yeah, so its head will turn around when the birds like land on their plants or whatever, and the owl that's kind of pretty effective. More than a scarecrow for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
well,
just added two sticks and two batteries. It will automatically move the hands. It will work fine.
Oh, that's for sure. Well, some of those birds
we
are pretty devious though. They're pretty smart.
They are
yeah,
evolving.
definitely. They're too small, and the thing here in Brittany, in the farmers, they use a kind of a machine who shoots, but it's not shooting actually. They use gas, kind of system, and every 10 minutes is a container is filling with gas, and then they light the gas, and it makes a really huge sound like it's an explosion. It makes all the birds go away.
Wow.
And that's
That
quite effective, but it's also quite effective to annoy people, you know. So
Yeah, that won't work in my community, that's for sure. I would annoy the neighbors' dogs too much.
they send you the police because they think somebody's shooting. Well, that sounds quite a lot.
Exactly. Cool. So, well, I think I have to actually I have to sign out myself. I'm heading over on my lunch hour, so I actually it's been an hour and a half, so been a good lunch though.
Well, it was good to have you.
Good day.
All
I got to
right,
go
this was really fun.
Yeah,
Well, thanks
I
a lot,
enjoyed it.
Wiljman.
Thanks for joining, buddy.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm
same here. Well,
I
all right.
forgive
All right, thanks a
I
lot.
forgive you.
This was fun, and I'll be more in the Discord, and maybe jump on other chats later in other weeks. So I won't be in the next few weeks. I'll be on vacation, going to Guatemala for a few weeks. So
Good. Some
Yeah,
ceviche.
enjoy yourself.
I'm gonna have ceviche. That my brother-in-law makes a killer ceviche. Oh yeah.
I imagine that's the thing I remember from Latin America is the ceviche. Man, you come home drunk and mama is doing and serving you
Uh-huh.
ceviche. 2 hours later,
Oh
you
yeah.
go out again and take a second hit.
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
That ceviche is very good.
But that's
Yep. Oh yeah, for
delightful.
sure. Hey, I was listening to a previous, just one last note before I head out. Dookie, I remember you had an interview with Buttcoins, and he mentioned that he's from Guatemala, and
Yeah.
I might actually be going close to where he's going to be, because I was following some of his channel, and he was in Lago Atitlan, so I'm actually going to be going through that area, because I'm going to go to the capital of Guatemala. I'm going to Guatemala City. That's where my wife's family lives. So, but going to be touring the whole country. So maybe if I see him, I'll say, "Hey, Dookie says hi."
I will bump him and see if he's going to be around. And if he happens to be in some sort of mood to make contact, I'll ping you his details if I can. Try get you guys in contact with each other.
Cool, because I have a lot of connections. Well, I mean, I married into the country, so
Yeah. Well, it's always good to have people that you can connect with on like the content creation level where you're going, right?
For sure.
Because then it'll be an outlet.
Cool,
Who knows?
cool.
It's awesome having you.
Could be. So, all right. Thank you very much. It's been an honor. This has been really fun. I mean, really, it's good to share with like-minded people and everything. So,
enjoy your vacation, my friend.
all right.
Yeah,
all right.
it's a
Thank you
pleasure
very
to
much.
meet you.
All right.
Happy holidays.
Same here. Alrighty. Everyone, take care. Talk to you later. Bye.
You too, buddy. Oh, what a day. What a day. Holy. Dang. Yeah,
What a day,
Voltic
what a
laughing at
day.
me.
What a day, what a day.
All right,
Who's laughing?
Voltic was laughing. I'm assuming he was laughing at my loving life. Excited for no reason. But yeah, no, I'm loving this. Super excited for next week. I don't know who we're going to have with us, but if you're interested, do follow up with me in DM and we can arrange something 10 DTube for our special guest. And I guess I'm putting it on the table if you're willing to try out the One Love IPFS service. Commit to doing so on video while you're on joining. I will sponsor you for the service for 10 DTube as well. New bonus, guys. Every week I decide to throw more DTube around.
But you should already know that nobody wants your DTube.
Sid does, and looking.
Yeah. You can send over to the original DTube forever guy or original dude. I can't remember.
You don't even remember your own account name.
Yeah, that happens.
Okay, let's call it here, guys. I got guests here, families around. Sid's wanting to actually join on and talk. A little bit late, buddy, but I'll bring you on for a final word. If not, we're calling it here. So I can go to my guests that I got, and we're gonna go out for dinner. That's the plan. Early lunchtime dinner. It's dinner for me because I get up super early, but it's actually lunchtime. And yeah, that's it for today, I think.
Well, thanks a lot for a nice show, Dookie, and see you soon.
Yeah, thank you, dude, for being my co-host. It's always good to have someone to rely on.
Anytime, bro. Anytime.
As I stated, these shows have been something I look forward to. And I actually enjoy getting to know aspects of our original DTubers that they're not potentially sharing through the content they create. Because then, you understand how their journey relates to potentially the entire platform.
Yeah, and with these big words, I'm, as the unverified original, say goodbye.
Alrighty, guys. Goodbye. Thank you, Voltic, for joining us. It was awesome having you. Quick little word. And Koala, you were chatting in. It was good. Till next time. One Love community coming at ya from the DTube Discord. As always, from the heart. Not the actual channel this time, it's in the DTube stage. But I always speak from the heart. Dookie out.